I'm getting ready to make my drawers here, and I'm just using a simple tongue and groove. I like it because it's quick, it's easy, it looks good, and it's a good tight joint. So the way I do that is I just take one of my scrap pieces here, put both pieces up against the fence, I make that mark, and then I carry it over onto the one side here. And I want to take, this is the, these are my two sides. I'm going to use the square marks that I made when I sized them. Those are going to be on the bottom and on the inside. So I'll take this piece here where I scribed the line over the top, and I want that first cut to be just on the line. I don't want to take the line, I want to just leave it. Maybe at the most split it. So I'm going to set this up. Use my micro adjuster here to move my fence over. Oops, wrong way. Now, right about right there. Now, if I'm a little off, I want to be off to the inside, because I can always come back to the line, and then I'm going to make a second pass anyway to get about 1/4 of an inch cut there. So that's what I want to do there. I got to get both pieces, and the correct, all 4 pieces actually. The sides are not going to change. They are going to be the same for both drawers because that's the full depth. The width is determined by the front and the back. So the drawers, the 2 drawers are just probably within a 1/16 of an inch being identical, but I've got to build them separately. Because they're if I were to build them to the width of this one that's sitting over here to my left, the other one would be slightly too big. It would not go into the cavity. Alright, so that's that. Alright, let me make this first pass, see where I'm at on the line, and we'll go from there. Alright, now that I've got that established, I can figure out the length of the width of the drawer, you know, to get me exactly what I want, which is 23 5/8. Here's my sample piece here. This is my actual side, but there's my setup for the front and back. And if you can see, let me make sure I'm showing you this. You can see that that's a nice fit. Goes together pretty easy. And you want a little room in there for glue. And that's pretty much a self-squaring joint. That'll line up nicely. So with the front being up here, you know, you're going to have that pulling against that joint, which is what you want. So now I've got it set up. I'll run my real pieces here and figure out what I need for length, and we'll go from there. There you have it, 2 drawers that are going to be just beautiful. This one is the thickness of a credit card, narrower than that one. That's how close it was. I'm just looking at this bottom joint here. It's not quite closing up on me. Oh yeah, we're okay. All right. I'll cut the groove for the bottom, and then we'll figure out what I think I'm going to make that out of 1/2 inch as well. All right. Like with anything, it took a little tweaking, but I got both drawers that fit nicely now. I'm going to take this apart, sand the inside of both of them. I'll sand the outside once it's glued up and ready to go. Then I can install these, get them to work right, and then work on my my drawer front. First drawer is installed and it works perfectly. I can't be happier with that. That's, you got to give it a little bit of push, I guess. Nice soft close. So let me show you on the other one how I did this. Found my center lines and my reveals. Okay, I got the right nightstand over here on the right, and then the left nightstand here. And this is how I figured out how to place those drawer slides. My drawer bottom is sitting flat on that divider, and I'm just going to push it out, and then I'm going to take the drawer slide and extend that, and I'm going to find this hole here, the lock hole, I guess I'll call it. You've got these other ones that are ovals. This is the hole. Once you figured out the position you want your drawer slide to be. So I want to move that up slightly. So the center line has to come down. So I'm just going to put my pencil in the bottom of that hole and draw a line there. So that is my center line. And when I go and put my drawer slide down, put that hole on that center line, which will move it effectively down just that fraction of an inch, it gives me that reveal like you see in the right one there, just that little 1/16 of an inch. So I'll take that measurement, put it on both sides. I believe it's about 1 inch actually. Then the way I locate the depth of the slide is measuring inside here. Let me show you that. So now that I've got this line, I can take this out of the way. And then when I recess my slide again here, my depth that I set it back is measured from the divider back to the slide itself. So from here to there. That's how far back I set it from the front of my drawer. and the rest is just, you know, installing them. So, okay, so there's my center line, and it is just a hair over 1 inch from the bottom. So I bring this into position, just centering that mark now. So essentially that's where it was before, but now I'm moving it down to the center. And I'll bring it back my setback amount, which is, right, I gotta move the camera here, sorry. That amount right there. I gotta darken my line up in the back here a little bit. Right there. So now what I'll do is I've got this, another tri-square set to this measurement right here, and that's about perfect as well from my previous setup. I'm gonna get a couple clamps and clamp this in place. All right, things stayed in place. I used the second hole here and the slot that goes in and out this way, but generally I'm in pretty good shape. If I have to move it, I might as well pre-drill that hole right now. I'll be right in the middle of this slot. All right, actually I think I will move that. Because the one thing I did have to do with the other one was to adjust it in and out just a little bit. All right, so I've got both my slots, or both my holes, so that I can adjust the slider this way, in and out. Let me do the other side and then I'll come back. See how it fits. You know, it's got to come out just a hair, about just shy of a 1/16, I would say. I'll make that adjustment, and then we can go to work on some drawer fronts. All right, time to install my drawer fronts. I've made some marks here, 1 inch from the top, 2 inches in from each end, and the bottom is 1.5 inches from the bottom because of the 1/2 inch drawer bottom we have. And I'm just going to drill these holes. The drill bit is slightly smaller than my screws because I want that bit of the screw to take a bite into this so that it doesn't move when I push against it, and then we can always enlarge them. All right, I'll thread these in just proud of the surface, probably about 1/8 of an inch, and I'll use those as my markers, my points to mark the drawer front, and then drill those pilot holes. Moment of truth here. Got credit card spacers. I'm going 2 from the top and 2 from the side. And once I get it over to the one side, the other reveal is taken care of. Alright, let's give this a little tap. There's one. I don't see the other one. I got 2 here. I don't have the bottom one. It wasn't probably out far enough. Let me just extend that a little bit. Alright, after I extended that screw, I've got 4 marks now. I'll drill my pilot holes and we'll see how this thing mounts on there. Okay, that looks good except for one thing. It's a little bit proud of the surface here. So I'm going to take and run that through my planer one time, I think. And then maybe just hand plane the rest off till I get a nice flush fit. It's hitting the bottom here, or the divider. You can hear that right there. But it's just a little proud all the way around, which is good. It's not out of whack one way or the other. Other than that, it looks good. All right, so there's this is the left one. It closes absolutely beautifully, and I like the reveal. It looks really nice. So if the other one works just as well, so it's time to move on and start making some legs or feet, whatever you want to call them, for these things, which will raise them up 5 inches off the floor, 5 inches from this baseline right here.